Imagine waking up, glancing at the glowing red numbers on your digital alarm clock, and seeing that it is exactly 2:15 in the morning. You let out a heavy, frustrated sigh, push back the warm, comforting blankets, and make that all too familiar, freezing cold walk down the dark hallway to the bathroom. You crawl back into bed, toss and turn for what feels like an eternity, finally drift off to a shallow sleep, only for your bladder to violently wake you up again at 4:30. I know exactly how exhausting and soul-crushing that cycle is. You spend the entire next day walking through a thick, heavy brain fog, feeling completely drained, unable to focus, and secretly worrying that you are aging far faster than you should be. Friends, family, and sometimes even well-meaning doctors might tell you that this is simply a normal part of getting older. They say your body is just wearing out and you have to accept it. But what if I told you that almost everything you have been taught about hydration, kidney function, and drinking water before bed is completely backward? What if the real culprit is not your age, but a hidden daily routine you are doing right now without even realizing it? Before we uncover this life-changing truth, if you are ready to finally reclaim your nights and wake up feeling truly rested, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, like this video, and share it with someone you care about. It helps us bring more science-backed, zero-cost health truths directly to you. And please, drop a comment below and tell me honestly, how many times do you wake up every single night to use the restroom? You are definitely not alone in this struggle, and we are going to fix it together today. Let me share a story with you. A few years ago, I met a wonderful woman named Martha. Martha was a 72-year-old retired school teacher from Ohio. She was a brilliant, vibrant woman, but when she sat across from me, she looked completely defeated. With dark, heavy bags under her eyes, she confessed that she was waking up 4 to 5 times every single night. She was absolutely terrified. She was convinced that her bladder was failing, that her kidneys were shutting down, and that her independence was slipping away forever. She had stopped traveling to see her grandchildren in California because she was so embarrassed and anxious about needing to use the restroom constantly during the night in a strange house. She had tried severely limiting her water intake, but she ended up feeling dangerously dehydrated, dizzy, and constipated during the day. She felt like a hostage to her own bladder, living in a constant state of anxiety. When we sat down and mapped out her daily habits, we discovered something absolutely shocking. Martha was making a critical mistake that millions of people make every single day. She was desperately trying to be healthy. She had read online that she needed to drink 8 large glasses of water a day to flush out toxins. But because she was busy running errands, reading, or working in her garden all morning, she would entirely forget to drink. Then, right after dinner, a wave of guilt would hit her. She would chug 3 or 4 large glasses of water while watching the evening news, thinking she was doing her body a massive favor and catching up on her hydration goals. According to groundbreaking research published by the experts at the Mayo Clinic and the American Urological Association, this specific pattern of delayed hydration is one of the leading hidden causes of nocturia, which is the medical term for waking up at night to urinate. As we pass the age of 50, our bodies undergo a profound and irreversible physiological shift. Our brains naturally produce significantly less of a crucial chemical called the antidiuretic hormone during the night. In our younger years, this powerful hormone signals the kidneys to slow down urine production while we sleep, allowing us to rest deeply for a full 8 hours without interruption. But as that hormone naturally decreases with age, our kidneys become incredibly sensitive to any fluid consumed late in the day. When Martha drank all that water at 7 p.m., her kidneys had absolutely no choice but to process it immediately, sending urgent signals to her bladder all night long. This is the information game we deeply need to understand. We cannot just blindly follow generic advice like drink more water without understanding the strict biological timing of our internal organs. Your kidneys operate on a very specific biological clock, a circadian rhythm of hydration. If you overwhelm them when they are supposed to be resting and repairing, they will aggressively force you awake. But the incredible news is that you do not need expensive, side-effect-heavy medications to fix this. You do not need to suffer in silence or accept this as your permanent reality. So, how do we support our bodies and manage this naturally? The first and most crucial step is what leading researchers call the front-loading hydration protocol. This is about shifting the volume of your fluid intake to align perfectly with your kidneys' peak performance hours. Think of your kidneys like a highly efficient, industrial water filtration plant. During the morning and early afternoon, this plant is fully staffed, energized, and ready to work. It processes fluids quickly and efficiently, but by the evening, the staff goes home, the lights dim, and the plant slows down. If you dump a massive amount of water into the facility at night, it inevitably overflows, and that biological overflow is exactly what wakes you up at 3 in the morning. To completely fix this, you need to consume at least 70% of your daily water intake before 2 p.m. When you wake up, before you even have your morning coffee or tea, drink a large glass of room temperature water. This instantly jumpstarts your metabolism, lubricates your digestive tract, and flushes out the toxins that have heavily accumulated overnight. Continue hydrating consistently throughout the morning and early afternoon. By doing this, you give your body exactly what it needs when it can actually use and process it effectively. Then comes the ultimate, non-negotiable rule for uninterrupted sleep: the 2-hour cutoff. You must stop drinking all fluids entirely exactly 2 hours before your head hits the pillow. If your bedtime is 10 p.m., your absolute last sip of any liquid should be at 8 p.m. This 2-hour window is the precise, scientifically measured amount of time your kidneys need to process the last bit of hydration, send it down to your bladder, and allow you to empty it completely before you go to sleep. It sounds incredibly simple, almost too simple to be true, but it is clinically proven to dramatically reduce nocturia. Martha implemented this exact strict rule, and within just 4 days, she went from waking up 5 times a night to just once. For her, that was an absolute miracle. She got her life and her freedom back. But water is definitely not the only culprit hiding in your evening routine. We need to talk about a hidden, silent enemy that is aggressively sabotaging your bladder, and it is highly likely sitting in your kitchen pantry right now. I am talking about hidden sodium. Most people only think of salt as just the shaker sitting on the dining table, but the harsh reality is that nearly 80% of the sodium we consume comes from heavily processed and packaged foods. Soups, canned vegetables, deli meats, frozen dinners, and even seemingly healthy salad dressings are absolutely loaded with massive amounts of sodium. Why does this matter so much for your sleep quality? Because sodium acts exactly like a dry sponge inside your body. Where sodium goes, water immediately follows. When you eat a high sodium meal for dinner, your body desperately holds onto water to dilute the toxic levels of salt in your bloodstream. As you sleep, your blood pressure naturally shifts, and your kidneys work overtime in the dark to filter out that excess sodium, which inevitably means they produce a massive amount of urine in the dead of the night. A recent, comprehensive study from Nagasaki University in Japan found an undeniable, direct link between dietary salt intake and nighttime urination frequency. They discovered that simply reducing sodium intake led to a highly significant decrease in the number of times patients had to wake up to pee. If you genuinely want to protect your sleep, you must become a ruthless detective in your own kitchen. Start reading nutrition labels carefully and aim to cook fresh, low-sodium meals for dinner. Let your evening meal be light, nutritious, and easy for your body to process. Now, let us dive into something even more counterintuitive and fascinating. Did you know that the slight swelling in your ankles during the day could be the exact biological reason you are waking up to pee at night? This is a physiological phenomenon known as peripheral edema, and understanding it will forever change the way you view your physical body. Throughout the day, as you sit at a desk, stand in the kitchen cooking, or walk around doing chores, gravity relentlessly pulls fluid down into your lower extremities. By the evening, your ankles, feet, and calves might look slightly swollen, puffy, or feel unusually heavy. When you finally lie down flat in bed at night, you completely eliminate the downward force of gravity. All that trapped fluid that was pooling in your legs suddenly and rapidly rushes back up into your main bloodstream. Your heart pumps it straight to your kidneys, and your kidneys do exactly what they are programmed to do. They frantically filter it out and turn it into urine. This sudden, massive surge of fluid processing happens exactly when you are desperately trying to sleep, filling your bladder to the absolute brim and forcefully waking you up. The solution to this nighttime nightmare is incredibly easy, highly effective, and completely free. It is called the evening elevation technique. About 1 to 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep, sit comfortably on your sofa or lie flat on your bed and elevate your legs completely above the level of your heart. Use a few firm, supportive pillows to safely prop up your feet and calves. Stay in this relaxing position for a solid 20 to 30 minutes. This simple, zero-cost change in posture cleverly uses gravity to your advantage. It actively encourages all that pooled fluid to return to your bloodstream while you are still fully awake. Your kidneys will quickly process the fluid, and you will be able to easily empty your bladder before you go to sleep, rather than being rudely woken up by it at 2 a.m. This one single, powerful habit has helped countless men and women over 50 regain thousands of hours of deep, restorative sleep. We also absolutely must address the severe psychological toll that nocturia takes on our minds and bodies. Waking up constantly in the dark is not just annoying, it is genuinely dangerous. The intense fear of navigating a dark hallway, half asleep, with blurry vision, creates a subconscious state of chronic anxiety. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention explicitly reports that nighttime trips to the bathroom are one of the absolute leading causes of devastating falls and bone fractures among older adults. This fear creates a vicious, unrelenting cycle. You worry intensely about waking up, which drastically elevates your cortisol and stress hormone levels, making your sleep lighter, fragmented, and miserable, which in turn makes you hypersensitive to even the slightest sensations in your bladder. Breaking this toxic cycle requires much more than just restricting water. It requires creating a safe, deeply calming environment that signals to your nervous system that it is finally time to shut down and heal. Be incredibly mindful of hidden diuretics secretly lurking in your evening routine. A warm cup of chamomile tea might sound relaxing, but it is still a fluid that fills the bladder. A glass of wine or a nightcap might help you fall asleep faster initially, but alcohol is a powerful, aggressive diuretic that will absolutely guarantee you wake up a few hours later, dehydrated and needing the restroom. Even certain daily medications, like high blood pressure pills, often contain strong diuretics. If you are taking them at dinner time, you are unknowingly setting yourself up for a completely sleepless night. Always consult directly with your doctor about safely shifting diuretic medications to the morning hours so they do not tragically interfere with your crucial rest. Reclaiming your sleep is fundamentally about taking back total control of your biology. It is about deeply understanding that your body is not failing you or betraying you. It is simply asking you to smartly adapt your daily habits to its new, mature rhythm. Think about the incredible, monumental things you have accomplished in your life so far. You have built careers, raised families, and overcome countless impossible obstacles. You absolutely have the mental strength and power to conquer this. Taking strict control of your hydration timing, aggressively managing your sodium intake, and practicing daily leg elevation are small, vital acts of self-respect. They are powerful declarations that you refuse to let your bladder dictate the quality and joy of your golden years. Imagine the pure, unadulterated freedom of waking up naturally as the morning sun rises, feeling completely refreshed, energized, and alive. Imagine having the sharp clarity and vibrant focus to fully enjoy your hobbies, play actively with your grandchildren, or simply savor a quiet, peaceful morning without that heavy, depressing cloud of exhaustion hanging over you. This is not a distant, impossible dream. It is a proven biological reality that is completely within your reach. Starting this very tonight, we have covered a massive amount of vital ground today. From the front-loading hydration protocol and the absolute 2-hour cutoff, to the hidden, toxic dangers of sodium and the life-changing evening elevation technique. Remember, true lasting health is never found in a magic pill. It is deliberately built through small, consistent, science-backed daily habits. It is about working intelligently with your body, not fighting against it. If you found immense value in this video and you are fully ready to take action and reclaim your life, do not forget to hit that subscribe button right now and share this critical knowledge with friends and family who might be suffering in silence. Your active support helps us continue to decode complex medical research and turn it into simple, zero-cost habits that empower you to age gracefully, strongly, and independently. I want to sincerely thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Remember to always listen to your body, trust the science, and take those small, powerful steps toward a dramatically better night's rest. You truly deserve a life full of boundless energy, vitality, and deep, uninterrupted sleep. Stay healthy, stay incredibly informed, and I will see you in the extremely helpful next video.